All right. We were live. We're good.
Kevin, wow.
Wow. Wow is correct, pal.
What the hell just happened, Kevin?
Well,
Kevin, before we say anything, I'll say this. I don't even care. That may have been the best bait and switch I've ever seen in wrestling, pal. We'll get to that more. Kevin, how you doing, pal? What's going on?
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit of nonsense for like 2 or 3 minutes while the live chat files in?
Pal, I mean, I'd love to. I just want to say, Triple H's press conference, I've seen like 5 minutes. He's got jokes. He sits down, pal. This is the CCO, the Chief Content Officer, Kevin. He sits down with his piece of paper and goes, we're going to talk about the big return tonight. We're going to talk about the big return. R-Truth is back.
Yes.
Guys, R-Truth is eating chips.
Oh, we've already got people in the chat, pal. Let's just get to it. Yeah, R-Truth's eating chips. Bill is back, Eshawn. You're right. Bill is back in the building, pal. That's the big return. And I'm blocking him with my chair, pal. There he is. Bill in all his glory. All right, so let's talk about the return that everybody wants to talk about, pal. So R-Truth is back. How long has it been since we've seen R-Truth on live TV?
Like years, several years. I think 3, 4 years.
Yeah, it's been plural. Yeah, years plural. I mean, he might have been around for the
The
pandemic.
7 title went away like a year and a half ago. Like it's been over a year since we've seen R-Truth. Kevin, this is game changing.
Yeah, this is a game changer for WWE. Paul Levesque got one up on the good guys, pal. All right. R-Truth is there eating Ruffles. You know, they're not chips, they're not crisps, they're Ruffles. Remember that? All right, all right, enough of this, pal. Enough. All right. Go ahead.
Kevin, now I know you let me know of a direction you wanted to take this in, but I just want to address my visceral, blunt reaction because this is probably the biggest event from a wrestling standpoint all year. What just happened in that last 15 minutes of the main event? Going in, we were discussing it, saying, oh, well, you know, Punk will come back. Sure he will, whatever. Randall J will be there, pal. Randy Orton, woo. We were being a bit sarcastic and a bit, oh, yeah, sure, about the whole thing. We get to the actual main event, and we're just going to start there. We're not going to go back to the women's match, review move by move like some podcasts will tonight. We're just going to go straight to the meat and potatoes, pal. Kevin, talk to us. Main event, how are you feeling, pal? What happens?
Well, Pepsi Phil is back. CM Punk. And I predicted this in our preview. If you guys would go back and listen, I predicted exactly how CM Punk, a.k.a. Pepsi Phil, would return. So basically what happened, and for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm sure you all have, but essentially, Randy Orton, he gets the big win. Cody Rhodes gets the 1, 2, 3. Whoa, crowd is going home happy. Show's about to go off the air, and boom, Cult of Personality hits. CM Punk comes out, everybody's going crazy. Got like 40-year-old men going crazy, and he's hugging fans. And he gets on one knee and he says it's clobbering time, and that's it. Show goes off the air just like I predicted, pal. And phenomenal. I have a serious scathing question for you. Now, first things first. Did CM Punk purposely get himself fired from AEW when he purposely put Jack Perry in a headlock? Did he do that to get out of AEW? Was he like, bro, look, this company's a joke. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, they can't run a target. Chris Jericho's washed up. Was he just like there's no management here. Nobody takes Jim Ross serious. Nobody respects Big Show, Mark Henry. Got all these indie guys doing all this crazy shit. Like, I'm just going to leave. I'm out of here. I'm going to get fired, pal. Is that what he did to get back to WWE?
Wait, sorry. Kevin, that I was aware of, CM Punk hasn't been in a professional wrestling company since 2014 when he left WWE. Right. I mean, he was in this weird sort of fantasy land with some rich kid who plays with his toys. He was in that thing for a year and a half. That doesn't count. This is his return to WWE. This is his return to wrestling. Whatever that other thing was, that failed venture he had, which involved headlocks, which involved fights with management, all that stuff, brawl out, that never happened. That did not happen. Tonight is the first we've seen CM Punk since 2014, ignoring UFC. Pal, this is huge. Kevin, and to answer the question, was this all an elaborate ruse, an internal political chess power play rig job?
Oh, man.
Was it? I don't know. Ask Phil. I'm sure there'll be a documentary, a shoot interview in a few years. What we do know is this. CM Punk, this is per all reports, this was through a phone conversation with Paul Levesque a week ago. Then CM Punk wasn't in the backstage area. He, 6 minutes before walking out at Survivor Series in the Allstate Arena, emerged and walked right through the backstage area and walked out. That is brilliant. That is exceptional. Kevin, can we compare this to how AEW, as much as I joke about this just then, how AEW brought back Phil, leak it to every dirt sheet for 2 months, make sure it's not a surprise when it actually happens, ruin it, and then actually do it. Compare that to what just happened here. Just unbelievable.
All right, now I have another scathing question for you. Now, you had famously, or I should say infamously said in one of our podcast episodes that anybody that wanted to see CM Punk back, they could, quote, go play it on 2K. You want to see CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, go play it in 2K. You want to see CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, go play it in 2K. So how are you feeling now that CM Punk is here? Are you standing by that statement? Are you still upset are you upset that CM Punk's back? Do you not want to see him?
I'll address that by saying this. The moment itself, if, and in this case it's happened now, Punk comes back, it's always going to be the big OMG moment. That's just what it is. Punk being back in WWE is an OMG moment. Why that comment came to be, why I've said that and stuck with that, what happens when he's feuding with Seth Rollins in 4-6 months? Paul Levesque says, we want Rollins to beat you at this pay-per-view in this fashion. And Punk, he's in a bad mood. He's having a moody day. He goes, F you, Triple H. I should win this match. And he storms off and he spits at someone. And then we don't see him for a month. When Punk gets in his moods, as he does, he's left 2 companies already. It's one of those ones. So 4 months, 6 months, a year down the line, who knows? What we do know tonight is this. Punk's back, pal. The best kept surprise in wrestling all year. It's happened. The Allstate Arena. This moment's been brewing for 9 years, Kevin. It's been Punk chance, Punk chance. Oh, will Punk come out? Stephanie McMahon silencing the crowd. It's been Triple H silencing the crowd. Punk chance, Punk chance. This AEW thing. Brawl out, whatever that was. With Tony Khan, headlocks, monitors falling on Tony Khan at Wembley Stadium, Kevin. A monitor fell on him. And now we're here tonight. Unreal.
Amazing. So I'll answer my own question in a bit of a different way. So CM Punk, what does his return mean now for the bottom line in WWE? I think he's the favorite now, right, to win the Royal Rumble in St. Petersburg, the 3rd most dangerous city in the state of Florida. CM Punk has to be the odds-on favorite now. It can't be Cody Rhodes again. That would be just ugh. Gunther was a big pick. I know you were pretty heavy on that. I don't think Gunther is ready after they put him in a 10-minute back and forth match with The Miz that we're going to go over. I don't think that he's ready yet. So I think Punk has to be the guy, right?
Well, does this is the thing, right? Will Cody actually finish the story now?
Well, I think it's got to be Punk versus Rollins and then Cody versus Roman. You got that's the direction I think for WrestleMania now.
Fair enough. So, I mean, Roman will probably retain anyway because they're trying to get Roman to beat Bruno's reign. That's just what they're doing now. So, look, Kevin, what a night. I mean, it's hard to unpack all of what this means.
Yes. Because
the fact of the matter is, 25 minutes ago, Punk walked through the backstage area and showed up. Yeah. And then it's like, OMG. Most of the wrestlers, pretty much all the wrestlers didn't know. We thought the show was just going to end. Kevin, Randy Orton returned. That's in the title. That happened as well.
Yep.
Randy Orton they do the match, they do men's war games, Judgment Day lose, Orton's out there, they do some DDT spots, his power slam, hits his RKO to McDonough, babyfaces win. I'm thinking, and I know you're thinking, a bunch of the listeners are thinking, okay, that's it. That's Survivor Series. Good end to the show, sure. End of year, 7.5 out of 10 show, whatever. Who cares? Next, when's the Royal Rumble? When's Kevin in St. Petersburg? When's Kevin in the 3rd, 6th most dangerous city in Florida? When's that happening? And then you hear CM Punk on personality, pal. So, wow.
Unbelievable, pal. You're excited. Your emotions are running hot and heavy, pal. Well, let's go. Let's go in order now. Let's talk about the opening match. We got the CM Punk stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the opening match. So the women's war game match, pal. Go ahead.
But first, this is what the listeners want to hear about. This is the relevant content that I know I want to discuss, Kevin. You want to discuss. Our great chat, Brian, Ishan, Art, everyone in there, they want to discuss this. Kevin, why were Wade Barrett and Booker T sitting outside the All-State Arena in the freezing cold, eating Ruffles on the kickoff show and not commentating instead of Corey Graves.
Well, I can tell you why they were eating Ruffles. You see, Nick Khan sat in a room with executives from the Ruffles company, and they brokered a 7-figure deal. No, it's disgusting, right? To see Booker T, a guy that we both collectively ranked in the top 50 of the greatest wrestlers of all time, is sitting there in the freezing cold. You've got two ladies out there. Should not be susceptible to those kind of weather conditions, pal. What is going on here? WWE, Nick Khan. I'm appalled at this. Corey Graves on commentary. I'll let you just handle that. You could talk about that if you want, or you want to save that for a little bit later on.
We'll get to that through the night. But yeah, that was literally a kickoff show. They're eating Ruffles outside in the freezing cold. Yay. Next, let's move on to the opening match. Pal, take it away.
Yeah, so first thing I want to say about this. So it was Damage Control, I guess, versus Team EST. Like when Becky Lynch came out, Michael Cole coined her as the leader. And then throughout the match, they were calling it Team EST. So whatever. Damage Control's entrance was off the chart. I thought that was really cool. The aesthetic of all those four ladies dressed like Asuka. The lights, the music, everything about that presentation was really good. I can't really say too much more about that. The match itself, though, man, I gotta say that was probably match of the night. Say that with confidence. That women's War Games match was really good. They stole the show. There were so many crazy spots. I mean, the spot with Io Sky jumping off the cage. Then you had the Charlotte moonsault. Man, there was so much there to unpack. I felt like everyone was just flying around the ring. Like if you look down for 2 seconds, you would miss like Shotzi Blackheart coming off the top turnbuckle with a drop kick, and then you got somebody on the like Bianca's got someone on her shoulders. Boom, somebody's getting clotheslined. They're doing the what's that move? What's the Road Warriors finish? I can't remember. Man, can't remember what it's called. But yeah, so you see the flying clothesline looking like a Road Warrior Hawk pal. Man, it was great. That opening match was really good, really great way to start the show.
No, I agree. That was the best match we saw. I don't know from the star rating point of view what our buddy Art's given it. I haven't seen his one. I gave it 4.5. I thought they did a very good job. Everyone felt like they had a role in the match. There wasn't like a lull, like as we'll get to later with the men's one, pal. There were points in the men's one where we're watching it going, Seth Rollins is punching McDonough and Finn Balor. Like, what is this? What are we watching here? Like, there were low points in the men's one. This women's one, everyone had a place in the match. It was 4-on-4. That made it, I guess, quicker in that regard. The spots were just fantastic. I was genuinely blown away with some of the stuff they did. That Io Sky trash can spot was the moment of the night. Outside of Phil, outside of Randall J. For the first 2 hours and 40 minutes of the event, Io Sky's thing, she's on the top of the cage. I'm thinking, where are they going with this? What are they going to do? I'm keenly watching. I'm like, what's going on here? She's got the chain. I'm like, what are they going to do? Lowers the chain to Dakota. She's hooks on the trash can, feeds up the trash can. I'm like, now what? What are they going to do? She stands on top of the cage. All the women are like this. And then she puts the trash can on her and then does the big crossbody dive onto everyone. I was like, that is phenomenal. Like, that's just that's a very memorable moment. That's something I'll remember years in advance from this event, alongside Pepsi Phil and Randall J. So, yeah, that was excellent. But just across the board, a lot of stuff that I found very impressive. I mean, Bianca Belair just throwing people. I found that great. Asuka uses mist as usual. Charlotte Flair. I want your thoughts on Kevin, Charlotte's moonsault. What did you think of that? Some people loved it. Some thought it was horrible. I thought it was horrible. What do you think?
Well, it was a spectacle. Was it good or bad? I'm not going to say. I mean, she jumped off a cage for my entertainment, so I'm not going to say it was horrible. She nearly killed Io Sky, I think it was, with her knee. I think it was Io Sky. That was tough to see. Yeah, I mean, Charlotte's the queen, pal. Ric Flair's daughter. There you go. What more can I say about Charlotte, pal? Oh, I want to say this too.
Kevin,
speaking of Charlotte, I want to say this. Hold on. Yeah. I'm just thinking about this spot. Why did Charlotte and Becky do the whole hug spot? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. Why are they hugging and Becky's like, yeah, let's go. Like, what? Like, I don't know. It was like they each took a shot of Red Bull and vodka or something, and they were like at a bar, like at a college football game, going crazy. I was like, what am I watching right now? Why are they hugging? Who cares? Yeah, I know, Brian. Thank you.
again, they did one segment on SmackDown backstage where they teased some friction. Now all of a sudden they're Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in 1997, and they have to end this heated personal hatred. Like, okay, sure, yeah, cool.
Charlotte threw a belt, pal. Charlotte threw a fake wrestling belt at Becky on a segment in front of no fans.
Kevin, one more thing on that moonsault. Charlotte nearly ended Io Sky's life for real. Like, I watched live because she did the moonsault, and just I'm not going to analyze the anatomy of the flip too much, but she has like the flip part pretty much at the very start. So the whole like second half of the movement is just her legs slamming down into like the heads of the other women involved. So it's just, she just took off Io Sky's head almost, and that was nearly the end of the women's champion, pal. But that being said, I was thoroughly impressed. This was match of the night. This clears the main event. The main event wasn't that great up until Pepsi Phil, in my opinion. But yeah, we had Becky Lynch. I want to say this, pal.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch has been involved in the two best women's matches all year, and both are in a steel cage. War Games and the Trish Stratus match. The two best women's matches all year. I don't count Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair as a top two match. I was legitimately bored for 12 minutes watching that. You can't be the top two match of the year if I was legitimately bored for the first 12 minutes. So Becky Lynch, hats off. It's been a banner year for her specifically. She's been involved in excellent stuff all year. Elevated NXT, gotten into my top 50 all time, pal. You still shun Becky Lynch from your top 50.
Oh my God.
But there you go, pal.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll give this match 4.5 stars as well.
Yeah.
Great match. Like I said, really paced the show. Match of the night.
Who won? Who won, pal? We're reviewing it. Who won?
It was the baby faces, pal. Of course.
Yep, pals. I guess heels dominate all year. 4-on-1 beatdowns. Triple H loves heels.
Yeah,
and they just lose the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, and then they're gonna blame Bailey though. That's the thing. Bailey took the pinfall. You know, so like you're gonna have Asuka in Japanese be like, yeah, we don't like you no more, Bailey. You took the pinfall, pal. Get out of here.
The storyline is casual racism at its best. Oh, Bailey's white. You don't fit in with us. Get out of our group. That's literally the storyline. And like, you know, it is what it is. Sure, it's fine. Cool. 4.5 out of 5. Cool. Pal, do you want to move us on? Pal, do you want to talk about the commercial for Ruffles?
Yes, I want to talk about this Ruffles commercial, pal. Who was the woman that Akira Tozawa was sitting on her lap? Was that Tiffany Stratton? Like, I was watching the commercial and I was like, Akira Tozawa, why is Akira Tozawa sitting on some girl's lap? Like, what is going on? You know?
Pal, I was more paying attention to the fact that they were eating Ruffles. Like, they're literally eating chips and they started yelling at each other. It's chips! It's crisps! You've got Pretty Deadly there.
Maxine Dupree, thanks, Art.
I'm like, what is this? Kevin, and then our favorite wrestler of all time, R-Truth, comes in.
Yes.
The wrestler who Paul Levesque at Hell in a Cell 2011 mounted while handcuffed and punched in the head over and over. R-Truth. R-Truth, pal. I can't believe I brought that up. I wasn't going to bring that up. Anyway, R-Truth's just involved, pal. Wow. And they're arguing over chips, crisps.
Yep.
He's like, it's Ruffles, pal. And then R-Truth is there eating chips or crisps, whatever you want to call them, pal. And the segment ends. I'll get your thoughts in a moment. Akira Tozawa quite literally dancing, eating Ruffles.
Beautiful. Well, that's beautiful poetry. I mean, this was by and large definitively and objectively better than that Mike's Harder lemonade from the Mike's Harder lemonade commercial from SummerSlam. Oh man, that was man. We had to listen to Miz make dick jokes for like 20 minutes and then get thrown in a box like.
For 20 minutes, it went for like 15 seconds.
I know, but it felt like 20 minutes. It felt like it was never ending. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then pal, unless there's anything else you want to say about that, pal, no. Nick Khan making sponsors money from Ruffles. That's all we need to know there.
Yep. We
can move on.
Yes, of course.
Pal, we're going to move on to something. Before we get to the match that you want to discuss most, The Miz, before we get to that,
God.
I've got to discuss this segment.
The backstage.
Sammy and Jey Uso, they're backstage. They're doing this whole thing. Guys, Randy Orton isn't in the building. Oh. Randy Orton's not in the building. Oh my gosh. Sami Zayn's like, Orton isn't here. Oh my god. And there's just CM Punk chants the whole time.
Yeah. And then Jay's like, wait, he's mad because we put him on the shelf, bro. That's why he's not here. He's mad at me, bro.
How long-term storytelling. When Randy Orton got a legitimate like back contusion and needed double fusion back surgery or whatever 18 months ago, it was written down on a piece of paper that Survivor Series, Jey Uso would say that line. Long-term storytelling.
Love it. Long-term storytelling, pal.
Yep.
Yeah, the CM Punk chance, I thought that was interesting. Like I was like before you know that CM Punk's gonna come back, like before that happens, I'm looking at this and I'm like, they're really setting up for CM Punk chance. Like WWE's really good trolls. Like I was thinking, okay, they're really good at trolling, or CM Punk's actually gonna be here because that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing with Randy Orton, that whole like the cliffhanger. Whatever, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But you want to talk about Miz versus Gunther now, pal?
Yeah, look, I want to talk about the Miz hitting Hurricane Ranas and Lucha moves.
Yes.
I mean, you've touched on this in our preview, and in the last couple of weeks, you've given your thoughts on this. And so I just want to say, watching this, it's so weird to watch. This is the Miz. Like, Kevin, I'm watching this going, clearly he saw what Cena did in 2015 and thinks, I'm going to have this renaissance where I become like known as a guy who reinvented himself into a wrestler. I hit like the real wrestlers moves, the Hurricane Rana, I can never know the name, where you sort of spin around the wrestler. Rey Mysterio's made a career out of this and then end up sending them flying.
I think it's called like, Tilt the World, I think.
Yeah, Tilt the World. That exactly right. Miz is doing that. Our match goes 13 minutes. We discussed that this should have gone 4 to 6 if you want to establish Gunther as a legitimate main eventer. Gunther wins.
How long did it go? You said 13 minutes?
13 minutes was the time on this one.
Oof.
Kevin, I'll pass to you. Thoughts?
Well, first thing, Mrs. Gear. Ugh. I don't know who dressed him. I don't want to be like just too overly negative, but that gear, bro. Oh man, that was not the best swag that the Miz could rock. Yeah, the color scheme and what was that? Was that like a Miz logo on his knee pads and his tights? Like, what was that? That logo?
It was like a collection of like different Miz logos and graphics from his career. It was like his career renaissance of Mike the Miz Mizanenpal. It was like all these different logos and like, okay.
I bet it had Miz TV on it too.
Yeah, it had like Miz TV, a picture like the Miz, him wrestling. There's a picture of just pal.
You and I have to collectively formally apologize to Gunther. We did on Elite Take, we were talking about how, we were like, oh, can he get to the next level? Is he the full package? Is he good on the mic? And then literally the week after, he cooks Mike the Miz Mizanin for 2 straight weeks on Raw on the microphone. Like he cooked him.
We need to challenge wrestlers more because clearly we called out and challenged LA Knight, and look how he responded for the last few months. We called out Gunther's mic work. That's turned out well. I mean, I should just keep calling out Tony Khan to be a good boss and give us good content. Maybe he might do a better job. Who knows? That being said, pal, this match, look, Corey Graves, this was some of his worst content here. The first 20 seconds when he's just praising The Miz, I get it's his job. He's the heel announcer. He's the heel color not play-by-play. He's the heel commentator. I get it.
But isn't Miz the babyface?
Well, it's something about Corey Graves carrying on. He's praising The Miz. He was going, the Miz is decorated. The Miz is this. The Miz is that. And I'm like, wait, what? I was like, well, 1, I thought Miz was face. 2, what am I listening to? 3, I don't need to hear the Miz's career resume read out to me for a minute by Corey Graves. No, thank you. No, thanks. I don't need that.
No, not at all. I could go without that. Yeah, there was one spot like where the Miz starts doing like the kicks and everybody's doing the yes chant. I'm just like, why? Like, let it go, like the Miz and Daniel, like when they actually did the Miz and Daniel Bryan feud, nobody cared. They had all the time in the world. They had main event slots. They were like, what, a 30-minute match on SummerSlam in 2018?
SummerSlam 2018, 25 minutes in the middle of the show. No one cared.
Yeah, nobody cared. Like, why are we still doing this chant? Like, Daniel Bryan, he's gone. He doesn't go by his slave name anymore. He's back to being Bryan Danielson now, pal. He's on the other side. I bet he wants to come back to WWE. I bet he more than anybody wants to come back to WWE right now.
Yeah, I think him, Sasha Banks are probably like 2 of the main ones. Probably Keith Lee is looking at this going, why have I done this to myself?
Adam
Andrade, Malachi Black, is Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews there? He'd probably want to come back. I don't know how many wrestlers genuinely would prefer to be in AEW over WWE right now. I just don't. Anyway, this being said, Kevin, this match, Gunther retains, obviously, 533 days and counting.
Yep.
How long will this reign go? Who knows? Is the reign going to get better as it goes on? We get the point. He's the longest reigning champion of all time. He's now proving to us that he's better on the mic. I guess that's the main purpose of the rest of this reign, Kevin, to prove he can really cut great promos. To me, I guess. But yeah, Miz loses. Kevin, on principle, the fact that the Miz wrestled a 13-minute match in a match he should have been squashed in, I gave this 2 stars. The match itself was about a 3.25 sort of match. It was a fine, good match, but it shouldn't have gone so long.
Yeah, it was like a 3-star, I'd say. I mean, it was fun. It was a different match than what we've seen from Gunther recently. Yeah. It was like a fun, they had a good Miz got a good babyface reaction. So it was actually interesting to see that dynamic. I remember when Gunther wrestled Riddle, nobody cared, and then with Sheamus and McIntyre, it was just like a spectacle. Oh my God, these guys are chopping the hell out of each other. The same thing as SummerSlam. So it was kind of fun to see Gunther work more of a WWE style wrestling match, if you will. So that I thought it was good. It showed a little bit of his versatility. But it was nothing really to write home about. It's not going to be what we're going to be talking about in 5 to 10 years when we look back at this show.
Pal, next up, I want to discuss this. Kevin, this was an explosive bit of content. Kevin, we had Liv Morgan enter Jey Uso's apartment.
Oh, my God. Yep.
Kevin, I can't believe they did this at the 9 p.m. time slot. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, what they did, they had Liv Morgan enter Jey Uso's apartment, and then they did some commercial. I was like, what the hell is this? Okay. Anyway, and then they had a Bianca Belair, just a Credit One Platinum commercial. Sorry. And then you have, backstage of the Judgment Day. But point being, pal, yeah, I guess Jey Uso and Liv Morgan do commercials. Nice. Good for them.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was like, this is so weird. So random. Why is Liv Morgan going over to Jey Uso's house? What are they doing, pal? They're watching tapes of Daniel Bryan matches. I don't know. Whatever. So Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar. What do you think about this? I was watching this match and I was like, the whole time I was thinking, I want to see Carlito. That's literally what I was thinking the whole time. It was cool. It was a good match. It was fun. It was faster paced than any other match on the show. It just didn't really do it for me. Santos Escobar's over as a heel though. He got the F Santos Escobar chance, so that's good. But yeah, I couldn't get past the Carlito thing. I just want to see Carlito wrestle. He's been signed for 8 months now and he hasn't done anything. I was looking forward to it. Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, they used Carlito as the bait and switch to get to this, which is Dragon Lee and Escobar, I guess. I understand. Maybe Carlito could go to AEW. He's more in their age demographic. He's nearly 50, I think. So he would probably be better fitted over there with Adam Copeland, Christian, Ric Flair, Sting, Chris Jericho, Paul White, Mark Henry. The list goes on, Billy Gunn, yada, yada. Nonetheless, I thought this match was entertaining. It was a good, fine match. I like the part where I thought this was brilliant. Escobar is trying to rip off Dragon Lee's mask, and the referee is having a meltdown. Kevin, the referee looked like the reports of Drew McIntyre and what happened after he got backstage, where he storms off. He was angry. The referee was fuming at the thought, at the sight of Dragon Lee's mask being pulled out. The referee starts screaming at Escobar. Okay. Brian, yeah, we will get to that Drew McIntyre report shortly, but nonetheless, just ridiculous. Nonetheless, this match, I thought it was good. I gave it 3.25, 3.5, something like that. It wasn't 5 stars. It wasn't 1 star. It was a good, solid match to get us through between War Games matches. That's all I had to say, really.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see where they go with Santos Escobar from here. I just want to see what they do. If they don't forget about him, we'll see. Hopefully he's not on the pre-show of pay-per-views or off TV doing WWE.com interviews. Hopefully he gets something out of this turn on Rey Mysterio. So yeah, pal. Yeah. Now we got to talk about your favorite wrestler, Australia's very own Rhea Ripley. She took on Zoe Stark in what was a riveting, well thought out, well built, just a story you could really sink your teeth into. Man, I mean, this match had it all. Drama, near falls. The crowd was on the edge of their seat. You got the boo, yay chants. Man, wow.
Kevin, Triple H, when he was at his stove cooking up Survivor Series 2023, he gave us basically a replica of Undertaker Shawn Michaels in this women's title match. He cooked up this 5-star feast for us as fans, pal.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark, Kevin. I couldn't believe this. I'm watching this. I was thinking, this is epic. This is special.
Yep.
Seriously speaking, though, the only note I have on this match, besides the fact that I was happy it didn't go on for more than like 8 to 10 minutes, they cut it sort of where it should have been, but still went 5 minutes too long. The note I took down was about Corey Graves, Kevin. This was one of the most egregious things of the whole evening, of the whole last few months. I'm going to read you what Corey Graves said, and then I'm going to explain why it was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. He goes, Zoe is a unique competitor to anyone Rhea's faced. She isn't Nia Jax. She is unique and presents a unique challenge for Rhea. She faced her at the last pay-per-view, Corey, you goon. She literally wrestled her at Crown Jewel. Corey, do you even watch the show you commentate? Anyway, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, bro, this guy, I get it. He's like a new father. He's probably sleeping 2 hours a night, changing nappies. I get it. But can you at least know what you're talking about? Like, anyway, that being said, what I will say, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, that match needs the main event, either the show I'll be at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania Night 1. That is the match, Ripley versus Lynch. That is the women's match, the biggest one you can do right now. Bianca Belair is sort of cold compared to where she was months and years ago. Becky's the hottest female star in that regard. She's got all the momentum. She's the star of 2023. So is Rhea Ripley. But yeah, that's me. What do you think, pal? Were you gripped? Were you the popcorn, the chips, the dip? Were you loving this?
Oh yeah, pal. I mean, like I said, riveting, pal. But for real though, really the biggest note I had was Rhea Ripley's like outfit. She looked like a badass. She looked like a star. It's kind of sad that she's become such a waste of talent. I'm gonna drop that clip from our last from our preview actually, so that'll be cool. There's nothing really to say about this. There's really not much. It's just same thing over and over again. The women's division is not great. Rhea Ripley's being underutilized. I agree. They need to do Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I give this match 2 stars. Pal, let's get to the main event.
Yep. Let's just cut to it. This was the match. Oh, actually, before we get to just a couple extra little backstage things, they do the other segment where, this is main event related. You've got all the main event baby faces are there. Rollins is like, where's Randy? Jey Uso's like, where is he? Sami Zayn, where is he? Cody's like, trust me, pal. Orton's here, pal. Orton's probably rubbing himself baby oil knowing Randy Orton. That's just what he does. But that being said, main event, Kevin. I got my notes. I know you do too. Talk
yeah.
This.
All right. So they built this up, like you said, with the Randy Orton storyline that was just continuously going on throughout the night, which is cool. And it was like, for me, it worked out really well. Like I wasn't expecting what we got. I'll just skip to that part.
Mm-hmm.
But then we could kind of backtrack if you want. But so the match itself basically kind of was slow to start. You know, it was Rollins and Fergie. Cool. JD's out there. Cool. Jey Uso came out, gave the match a ton of life. And then Cody came out and things really picked up when he came out. I think he was the 4th member. Yeah, he was the 4th member. But then like the big reveal was Randy Orton, which was awesome. It was well received and better received than I thought it would be. I thought there was going to be boos or CM Punk chants. And it wasn't like that. Randy got a great reaction. He came out. He looks freaking great for 43, man. That dude is incredible. You think he's all natural, pal? I know you said some things about The Rock. What do you think about Randy Orton, pal?
Randy, Kevin, they weren't pulsating veins. Like, I mean, Cena has the yucky looking vein. It wasn't The Rock where it's pulsating veins. Orton just looked, bulked. He looked like he'd been eating a bit, he'd been cut down his cardio a little bit. He's getting a bit bulked up. Orton looks natty, pal. He doesn't look like Lashley, who's on the juice. He doesn't look like one of these guys who you look at and go, they're pulsating. Like, Orton just looked bulked. And, fair play to him. He's had 18 months to work out and get bulked up. Good on him. He looks fantastic. He's in amazing shape, pal.
Yeah, he looked great. Man, the RKO is epic. Whew, man. Is that a top RKO of all time? Top 3? Top 5? Top 2?
Well, Kevin, you said how you're talking at the start of this, how you called Phil, like
Yes.
you predicted that. I predicted that specific spot.
Yes.
So I said, I mean, McDonald was in that match to take an RKO from the top of the cage. That's just what was going to happen. It wasn't an RKO out of nowhere. It was like lined up, but not to take anything away from that. That was the moment of the match, as far as from bell to bell. That was the best moment we got. Because as you say, the first, as the wrestlers are building up, the first like 10 minutes was dull. JD McDonough does not belong in the main event of Survivor Series. He felt very out of place. Well, Balor doesn't either, but that's a whole separate situation. We all know my thoughts. I mean, our thoughts on Balor. He's overplayed. He's a fine mid-carder. He shouldn't be in the main event of these big shows. Nonetheless, McDonough's there. I'm like, what is this? I'm watching Seth Rollins, a guy with legitimately injured vertebrae who's 6 months in the world title run. He's getting beaten up by McDonough, who's legitimately a flyweight, and Finn Balor. In 2023, what am I watching? Get Randy Orton here, get Punk here, get Triple H out here, do something.
Triple H.
Yeah. And then Jey Uso, as you say, you nailed it. Jey Uso comes out, the life explodes in the match.
Oh,
yeet,
yeah.
He's doing his thing with the wave, he's punching, yeet, yeet. Like, the energy just shot up through the roof. They have the stuff with McIntyre and Priest. They're like death staring at each other. McIntyre, per all reports, I mean, what Brian said there, the reports that are coming out, McIntyre's legitimately angry because they surprised all the wrestlers in the ring with CM Punk's, return. So McIntyre hasn't seemed to take it very well. I guess Drew thinks he's better than he is because he's had his time. He's had his moment. What more is Drew going to do? Is Drew just going to be in the main event of WrestleMania 40 because there weren't fans in the arena at WrestleMania 36? The time's come and gone.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So Drew McIntyre legitimately walked out of the arena because another grown man's music hit, and he walked out and got on a knee and said it's clobbering time. So Drew McIntyre is legitimately upset about that.
He storms backstage, goes to the locker room, puts a black hoodie on, angrily storms out, slams the locker room door, leaves.
Why? Does he have beef with CM Punk that's never been talked about before? Like, what did CM Punk do? Did CM Punk not shake his hand in 2010 in the locker room? Like, what? Like,
pal, he's clearly seen the great divide of Phil Brooks and gone, oh no, and just left. I don't know, pal. So more's going to come out on that. McIntyre, there's been talks for months about him and his contract. Does he go to AEW? Does he re-sign the WWE? Is he disgruntled with his position on the show? You've said this yourself, and I've adopted this opinion, and I believe it now. Drew's had his moment in the sun, and unfortunately, that moment was pandemic-ridden. It's just what happened. He would have been.
He's 2011 Derrick Rose, bro.
That's nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. That's literally him. Yeah. And so CM Punk's come out. It's the same as Drew McIntyre tearing his ACL again in his mind. I guess this is just a cataclysmic world-ending event for Drew. Sure. I don't know.
I mean, to give like critical analysis to this, I mean, I would say like my assumption would be that he's looking at it like, oh, another top star is here to push me down further on the pole. Like that's the only thing I could think of,
Yeah.
He's like, I want to get back in the main event. Now Phil is here. Now I'm mad, pal.
Who knows? And I mean, what's the alternative from here? Like, are you gonna say F this and go to AEW and be one of the action figures where billionaire Tony's just gonna misuse you and then you're gonna be angry singing in an AEW locker room where the Jacksons are dancing? Like, what's going on? I don't know, pal. This being
could
said,
be a work.
Could be a work as well. McIntyre versus Punk, pal.
Yeah. While we're on McIntyre, let's talk about this too. So he did like the Undertaker after Brock Lesnar broke his streak, and the Undertaker waited like 18 months to get his revenge on Brock. Like McIntyre, his whole reason for his involvement in this match is that he's mad that the Bloodline cost him a championship. 14 months ago, at Clash at the Castle 2022. Like that's why he's in this match. Like that was, shout out to the writing team for that one, pal. That was interesting.
Well, Kevin, they know who they're writing for because it happened a year and a half ago. Twitter will praise this as magical long-term storytelling. So here's what it is. I'm not losing sleep over that. Kevin, apparently, I mean, the chat's letting us know of all this stuff. I guess they're getting a bunch of angles sorted now. Rollins and Punk have to be held back or something. There's all this stuff happening, pal. It's all kicking off.
What?
Well,
Oh yeah, I see that. Rollins was held back.
yeah,
Rollins and Punk were gonna have a fight. Yeah, I mean it's got to be a work. Like that's WWE rubbing it in AEW's face. Like, hey, we know how to do good entertainment. Like,
yeah.
we like. I don't know that. I mean, it could be. Yeah, that could happen for sure. Like Rollins could be legitimately mad. Like, oh, you told me that Punk wasn't coming back, and then you brought him back anyway, Paul. And Triple H is
Yeah.
like, ooh, get over it. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's
Which I mean,
possible.
and to be fair, to be critical like to provide analysis of this whole situation, it's a big risk. We must address this from the Triple H point of view. Yes, the moment tonight's a huge OMG, oh my god, but what you're doing is going behind the allegedly. Now, maybe every wrestler involved was in on this from the start, but what reports are saying, what's being told here, barely anyone besides Triple H himself knew. It's being talked about like it's the Montreal screw job. It was such a hush-hush insider thing. Punk walks through the backstage area 5 minutes before and comes out to the shock of all the wrestlers in the match, allegedly, I guess. And now that alienates all the wrestlers, I guess. Like, it's a big risk if that is actually what's happened. If Triple H hasn't told anyone as he just brought CM Punk out, the great divider of wrestling, wrestling's most pulverizing, divisive man the past 25 years. If that's what he's done, then, I mean, fair play to him. It's a ballsy move because when Seth Rollins storms out of the meeting in 6 months with CM Punk as Punk refuses to put him over after WrestleMania, we'll see what happens then. That's why I said play it in 2K, pal. These are the risks you run. But maybe everyone else knew. Maybe it's all works. Maybe Punk loves everyone backstage and everyone's going to get on well with CM Punk at 43.
Question. Now, let's pretend for a moment this is real, right? Seth Rollins and CM Punk just got into a legitimate backstage altercation. Do you think Paul Levesque had feared for his life watching Seth Rollins lunge at CM Punk?
Maybe after the Hard episode with Paul Levesque, well, I wouldn't say fear for his life. He'd never fear for his life. Paul Levesque is 6'4", jacked bodybuilder with a history of steroid use. Paul Levesque would never fear for his life like Tony Khan, but he'd probably like, great, they're beefing. I don't know. But yeah, pal, Triple H would stand there like a real leader, like a real boss, and go, boy, you, get apart from each other. You piss off next door. I'm talking to you right now as like man to man here. You're not to do that. And then banish that one. Punk, get in here. I'm talking to you right now. Like, that's how Triple H would handle it. Tony Khan, this is literally him. He's like, fight with cause. He just has a meltdown.
I hope the fight, I hope it's real. I hope the altercation is real. I hope Seth Rollins is legitimately mad. I hope they legitimately got in a fight. I hope he legitimately flipped him off. I mean, that's better content for us. Like CM Punk and Seth Rollins scrapping backstage for real at Survivor Series in Chicago. Like that's great content. I'm all here for it. Good. Let it happen. Let's CM Punk put him in a headlock. Let him get fired. Let Rollins get fired too. Great content. Let's do it.
Pal. I love this chat. WWE greater than AEW, then, now, forever.
Yeah, that's great. All right, pal. So, overall thoughts on Survivor Series 2023?
Well, look, a lot to digest there. A bit. I feel like of all the events we've watched in at least the last 6 months, this one's the most like you're trying to take in what's going on. I will say this event in a year we could look back on as the night WWE went off a cliff, or it could be the night they officially ended AEW forever and became just they signed off their name as like the once and for all biggest, best ever company. No one's ever going to come close. What happens with CM Punk? Does he derail the momentum? He is the great divider. We'll see. That being said, for this show, I give this show a solid. I'm saying 8 out of 10. This wasn't a 9 out of 10 pay-per-view. I feel like a fanboy, like a man-child giving it a 9. It was not. But I gave Fastlane, I gave Payback around a 7. This show is significantly better than those events. Payback and Fastlane, this just was. Wire to wire. It's only a 3-hour show, Kevin. What do you think of it being only 3 hours, pal?
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I had some life getting on the stream. It didn't end at midnight or 12:30, and I wasn't exhausted. Great. I love it. I love a good 3 hour, 15-minute PLE. That's a sweet spot for me. And the beauty of it was that it didn't feel like a Raw episode. You know, like just a more better produced live episode. That's a Raw episode, I should say. But that was the one caveat for me. Yeah, I you know, this show I'd probably give it an 8 too. I gotta give it an 8. Yeah, it was
Kevin,
good. It was good.
How do you feel if you're backtracking to this? How do you feel if you're Kobe Lopez, you're Seth Rollins?
Yep.
You're coming to work. You know, you're the world champion. You're doing your job. You're ticking through the events. You're doing your business, and then the show ends, and the guy you've probably gone on interviews 8 months ago when none of this was even a thing, and called a cancer and said he's a terrible person to work with, someone you can't stand. How do you feel if he's just walked out as like the big surprise? Oh, hey, it's Phil. It's like it's the same as in a workplace. You know, you're doing your job, and you're told it. 2:55 right before you clock off at 3. Oh, hey, the workplace bully you hate. They're back now. Ha ha ha. From Rollins' point of view.
I think I can't say I know how I would feel if I were in Seth Rollins' shoes because it's impossible to say. But I think if it were me, I would see dollar signs in my eyes. I'd be seeing green. I'd be like, I want to work with him. Like, let's do this. Yep. I mean, you work with Punk main event of WrestleMania. That's money, pal.
There you go. Let's hope when we're putting CM Punk in the title when he's in WWE, does more views than when he's in AEW because the interest there waned from our end of it. But anyway, we'll see. Kevin, is that all on Survivor Series? Is there anything more Survivor Series? Chad, is there anything to cover here? We've addressed Rollins, McIntyre, Triple H's press conference, shoot fights, Phil, Randall J. Anything else, pal?
Randall J, pal. I want to say this. I want to say this. Just take the gloves off, pal, real quick, just for a moment. So while Survivor Series is going on, Pepsi Phil is out here. Randy Orton's out here. You want to know what Edge is doing on Collision, pal? The top
Collision
15
was,
superstar of all
hold
time.
on. Wait, no, sorry. Collision was today? What?
Yeah. I know.
I know. You're being serious.
Yes. Yeah. So Adam Edge Copeland, he's out on TV in front of 238,000 people. He's got a crowbar and he's putting Nick Wayne. No, not Nick Wayne. He's putting Luchasaurus. He's choking out Luchasaurus, pal. That's what Adam Edge Copeland is doing now. So shout out to him. Shout out to AEW. That was kind of sad to see. I saw that pop up on my Instagram. I went on Instagram at like 9:45, and I see Adam Copeland just putting Kill Switch in a headlock. Like, okay, I'm done.
Wow.
Let's go around the world now. Get the globe out. Let's do it. We're going around the world.
Before I grab the globe, sorry, I just need to digest what you just said. Firstly, why is Collision? Why do they pick Saturday night? They're running up against all the WWE PLEs, and tonight they've just been like, who's watching Collision on a night like this? Are you kidding me? Kevin, are you kidding me?
It's my turn.
Put your glasses back on.
They're on.
All right, pal. Let's grab the globe. It's a bit of a serious around the world this week.
I heard that we're stopping in Oklahoma City. Is that
yes.
True? Why are we stopping in the great state of Oklahoma? Not a lot happens in Oklahoma.
Not a lot happens. Well, look at Josh Giddey's love life. A lot happens there.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Okay, so Josh Giddey's love life. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Pal, you as an Australian man, you as someone that looks up to Josh Giddey, he's your NBA hero, your favorite basketball player, he's a national treasure in the great land down under. How did you feel, again, as an Australian man, when the news broke that Josh Giddey was allegedly in an inappropriate relationship with a minor? So,
Kevin, I'll start by saying this. Now, I'm sitting here. It's like Thanksgiving for you, I believe. It was a few days ago. 2 days ago. I'm chilling. I've just got home from work. I'm sitting on my phone. And I'm seeing Giddey's being brought up. I'm like, what, has he had a good game? What's going on? Is he triple-double? What's happened? Is he wants to get traded? Or is the Thunder what's happened? And then I find out about this. Now, if you're not aware, Josh Giddey's now been coronated. He's been crowned by everyone as the modern-day Karl Malone. Okay. Now, for context, For
Wow.
context, everyone knows I'm Australian. Where I went to school was less than 2 miles up the road from where Josh Giddey went to school in years 11 and 12. He was in the NBA Academy, which is located where I'm at. Look into that if you want to. But basically, yeah, he'd go to school 2 miles down the road from me. So basically, I'm up the street from Josh Giddey. Like, it's not like I'm on the other side of Australia. It's not like I've never heard of him. My best mate's like a fantastic basketball player. What still was, especially when he was younger, amazing basketball player. Not NBA levels, but pretty good. He'd play against Josh Giddey like multiple times every year. Point being here, I know Josh Giddey like the back of my hand, pal. Josh Giddey, on behalf of myself and all Australians, but particularly me, Josh Giddey is someone I'm not going to say look up to, but I know, okay? And then this happens. And I was looking at this and going, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Now, I'm not going to go into exact specifics, but I'll use the phrase an inappropriate relationship because we don't want to get our podcast taken down. We don't want to get demonetized, yada, yada. We're not even monetized yet anyway, but nonetheless, I'm sitting here going, what? Why, Josh? Why? For God's sake, I'm 20, he's 21. He's is being investigated, 15, 16, whatever. Why? Josh, I'm just like still in shock over this whole thing, trying to process why a 6'8", good-looking NBA player needs to resort to this. Are you kidding me? He doesn't look like Robin Lopez, all right? He shouldn't have an issue pulling in that regard. What is this, Kevin? Why? And now the NBA is investigating, which you know what that's going to mean. They're not going to do anything. Look what they did with Miles Bridges, pal. Look how far that investigation went. They're not going to do anything. And, unless he repeatedly pops up with another couple of relationships, then they might give him the John Morant treatment and go, hey, slap on the wrist, don't do that. Here's 20 games. They might if there's another couple of relationships or more screenshots leaked. But, Kevin, I can't believe this. The main thing is I'm very disappointed in Josh Giddey. It's disgraceful what's happened. It's not even alleged because there are legitimate screenshots. Those are legitimate screenshots, 4K evidence, Kevin.
Well, there's some legalities in the state of Oklahoma that could make this okay under the state law. So in theory, it could be an overreaction. Morally, that's up to you if it's right or wrong. I do know this happened in the MLB too. In the middle of the MLB season, Wander Franco, one of the great young stars of the Tampa Bay Rays and one of the great young stars in all of baseball, I think he was with like a 13-year-old or something. Like it was like really bad, and they didn't cut him, but he hasn't played since, and may never play again. So I don't know what's going on with athletes, man, right now. Like you're a pro athlete, bro. Like, you could someone like Josh Giddey, especially. I mean, I get it. There's not a lot to do in Oklahoma City, but I mean, go to Texas, bro. Go down to Houston, hang out there. Yeah, the MLB definitely took it way more serious for sure.
And that I was aware of because I'm friends with people who went to school with him and knew him, and he's not like a dumb individual. He's not Dyson Daniels, who's another Australian drafted NBA player. He can't read at a second grade level. He legitimately can't read or write. There's that. Josh Giddey isn't that I'm aware of. Yes, I understand. Obviously, it might be ticked off and legal and fine, and we might find that out within coming days. And it might be seen as a bit of an overreaction, but the premise of it, he's 21. Why? I don't know.
I know. It's weird.
Know.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's not whatever. Anyway, Kevin. Yeah. Anything on that from you, or do you want to, I guess, move on to another topic, or what's the go?
I mean, I think we could end the audio version of this, and then we could just hang out with the chat.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna stop that. So yeah, for all the audio listeners, thank you so much for checking us out. All right. I'm going to step out for a moment and entertain the chat, pal.
Yeah, I'm just going to engage the chat, pal. This is what I do best. Kevin's off doing God knows what. What do we think? Ask me questions. Ask away. Say whatever you want to say here. JK. Jimmy, do you think Roman Reigns will be in Perth? I hope so. Obviously, I'll be there. I know you will, from what you've said in your comment, I think. I hope he is. I want to be there to boo him in person. But yeah, it's WrestleMania season, so he should show up, shouldn't he? Chat, should Roman Reigns show up at Elimination Chamber in front of 70,000 screaming Australians? I think so. What does Punk do on Raw? Oh, what does Punk do on Raw? That's the thing, because he needs to be on Raw now. Like, are you gonna have Punk come out the way he has at the end of Survivor Series, and then on Raw just be like, here's the video package, watch SmackDown? I mean, they could do that, but I figure you're gonna have to address it. You're gonna have to have Rollins, you're gonna have to have McIntyre, maybe Judgment Day, Cody, Orton. They need to all address this. Like, this is a bombshell. So what does Punk do on Raw? I think you open the show with Punk. I think Punk comes out to open and goes, I'm back, bitches. You know, I'm back because of X, Y, Z. I'm here to do X, Y, Z. Or maybe he gets interrupted by Seth Rollins. Rollins is like, I'm the world champion. It's my show. This is my company. This is my Raw. I'm the champion here. Who do you think you are? You don't just come back and think you own the place and then they set their feud up. I think. Chat, what do you think? I think that would be good. Punk comes out to open the show. Rollins interrupts him. They have to be broken up with a brawl. Maybe one gets suspended or something. I don't know. Something like that. Let's see. Brian, Triple H said in the press conference, AW basically held back Jade Cargill. Fair cop. YJ, yeah, Roman should be at Perth, you'd think. You'd hope. I mean, I did the community post. That was no shock to any of you. That was my doing about Roman Reigns not showing up again. Would Roman Reigns have been needed tonight? No, but he is your champion. And I figure even an appearance, even him, a video package, something. Kevin,
I watched. I want to say this. I watched the Seth Rollins footage of him like flipping off Punk and being held back. If that's real, I cringe so hard. If that's real, like that's a 40-year-old man. Like, did you see it? Have you seen it yet?
I'm going to react to that live, okay? I'm going to watch it.
If that's real, oh, man, that's not a good look for a grown man like that. That's tough if that's real. I hope it's not.
Kevin, the chat asked the question, what should CM Punk do on Raw? Or how should they address it or whatever? I answered it while you were away. What would you do, pal?
He should cut a promo. Hopefully it's not as like homey, like, oh, look at my back, like the one in AEW when the first and second time he came back. And I hope we don't get any AEW references. Like, please, no wrestling gods, JBL, please, no AEW references. I just want to see Punk just talk candidly about like why he left and where he's at now, how he feels about being back in WWE. I think that's really what I want to see. Yeah, you're cringing, huh? That's tough if that's real, huh?
No, that's not as bad as you made it out. Like, that's,
I cringed really hard watching it. I cringed.
Really?
I watched it 3 times and I cringed harder each time. Just keep watching it. It gets cringy. It got cringier for me each time I watched it.
Okay, now I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah,
Corey Graves is holding him back. Like you're flipping somebody off. Like that can't be real.
Michael Cole is grabbing him by the waist, taking him from behind.
Yeah, like, bro.
What is this?
Come on.
Pat, what would have been better is if CM Punk came down and like got in his face and he did that. But like him being 50 meters away or like 30, 90 feet away or whatever, doing that's a bit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That can't be real.
Wow.
I thought it was like a backstage thing. And then I saw that it was him at ringside. I don't buy it.
Pal, I guess I'll ask you. I mean, you sort of addressed this, but as of right now, we'll discuss this in a late take, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Who's the Royal Rumble favorite now, in your opinion?
It's got to be CM Punk. Yeah.
Okay. To face Rollins?
Yeah. 1,000%. 1,000%. That's the money. That's where the money is. I mean, you could do CM Punk and Reigns. You could throw that out there. I don't think they need to do that right off the bat. But Punk and Rollins, that's money. That's the one. You do Cody and Randy on like the undercard is like an upper mid card feud. If you want, I mean, I guess, well, assuming you do Cody versus Roman, right? But who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Dwayne could come back, pal. We get Dwayne versus Roman, and then we'll have to do Cody versus Randy.
Kevin, I don't even know. I don't even know, pal. Reading the chat here. Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp says Seth's reaction is real. So in other words, it's fake. That's what that means.
Yeah. Sean Ross, I don't take anything that Sean Ross Sapp says seriously.
If he says it's real, it's definitely fake. So take that what it is. He left because Luke Perry's son wanted real glass. That is facts. That is facts.
Facts.
That's just.
Does AJ Lee return? That's interesting. Interesting. AJ Lee. I have no desire to see her back. If she does, I'm good. Respectfully, I'm good on seeing AJ Lee ever wrestle again. I am okay.
Pal, no. I mean, the only female star who needs to come back right now is,
Eshawn said, "Imagine Dwayne versus Roman and Punk versus Stone Cold." Go ahead.
Pal,
say what you're gonna say.
Oh my god!
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to read that. That made me laugh.
Pal, can you imagine if they actually did Roman versus Dwayne, and Dwayne pulls WrestleMania 29, tears his groin or whatever he did a few minutes in, and it's instead of Cody Roman, where Cody finishes the story, it's literally The Rock with a torn quad or a torn groin, hobbling through a match with Roman. It would just be, I don't know, disgusting.
Yeah.
Wow. Larry versus Pharaoh. Oh my gosh. Pal, imagine, the Cody Punk storyline is literally a Larry versus Pharaoh storyline. You got Brandy Rhodes slapping AJ Lee. You got, they bring in QT Marshall to punch Ace Steel. It becomes this big, inter-family, inter-tribe storyline. Cody's I started AEW, and CM Punk's no, I started AEW. Can you imagine?
Oh, can you believe that Michael Cole made the All-In reference? And Michael Cole was like, "Oh, Cody created another event here. Dusty created War Games, and Cody created another event here in Chicago, Corey."
Knows that right away. It's they purposely put one or two lines every match that they know Twitter's gonna love. They purposely do. I like it that they're conscious of that. Very deliberate.
I love it. Yeah, I love that they don't when in the Vince era they were ignoring the reality. It was great to hear Michael Cole mention Edge and Jericho as a former Intercontinental Champion. One of these references is probably going to kill Vince McMahon, though. One day Michael Cole is going to make a reference, he's going to mention Macho Man or something, and Vince McMahon is going to die, legitimately. El Generico, yeah, that was cool. Yeah, the Ring of Honor reference too about Punk on SmackDown, man. Michael Cole's in his bag. I gotta say this. I didn't say this during the review that we were doing, but man, Michael Cole was carrying Corey Graves. Michael Cole was doing the heavy lifting. That performance of Michael Cole, that was if you took 2007 prime Kobe Bryant, put him on the same court as 2023 James Harden. Prime Kobe would have had a conniption. Yeah, trying to practice. Imagine Kobe's this guy gets to the gym at 3 a.m., comes back at 6 a.m., then again at noon. He's in the gym 4 times a day, just working on his game. And then James Harden rolls up at 8 p.m. for practice, after being at strip clubs all day, eating chicken wings, French fries, drinking tequila, wine. Yeah, that's Michael Cole right there. Michael Cole's working with a guy that's changing diapers, doesn't care about wrestling, is just there for a check. Man, God bless Michael Cole, because he is so good. He's so good on the mic now, or on commentary now. And they give him Corey Graves. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, and Kevin, and the thing with Cole, which, we all give him his flowers now. It took Cole, when are we saying, until Pat McAfee came in, so 2020, 2021, it took Michael Cole 24 years to be a good commentator, which is getting lost in all this. Michael Cole for years was, oh my God. He was unlistenable. It was just with Taz, there were some years there. It was okay, Cole, he's all right. But yeah, he's in his bag now. He's mastered the game. It's taken him 30 years. He comes up with some really good one-liners, and that must be said. You make the analogy to Kobe. I compared him to 2018 LeBron James, carrying literal G Leaguers to the NBA Finals, then getting punished for making the finals, pal, because MJ was 6-0, pal. LeBron getting a G League team to the finals Mate, that ruins his GOAT case, apparently, according to these idiots.
Well,
but nonetheless,
he lost his GOAT case when he lost that first one to the Mavs when he let
but
Dirk.
what was he supposed to do in 2018, pal? Is he supposed to not make the finals?
I mean, his GOAT case was already gone. That's all I'm saying. It was already over. He lost to Dirk and Jason Terry, pal.
Kevin, oh my god. Anyway, we'll debate this in a separate round.
He fomented the greatest team of Avengers you could put on an NBA court, pal, and lost to Dirk Nowitzki and Jason Terry, bro.
Look who that Mavericks team beat in that playoff run, pal. Are you kidding me?
Jason Terry was the second best player of a championship team, pal.
Yeah,
I rest my case.
That happened, pal.
I rest my case.
2016 also happened, pal. 2018 also happened. Anyway, what's the chat saying?
LeBron will never be the GOAT. That's what Art just said.
No. Absolute cap, pal. All right.
Cody acknowledged that the locker room is going to be mixed on Punk. Yeah.
Pal,
that's cool.
Pal, you wait till there's a legitimate locker room beat. We'll see how Triple H handles it instead of Tony Khan. A real leader, pal. A force behind the scenes.
I don't think Triple H would be fearing for his life. Who knows, though? What do I know?
Yeah, pal. Good question, Brian. Kevin, when does CM Punk wrestle his first match?
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble match or...
Yeah, he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And pal, other question. This isn't from the chat. When do you think Roman Reigns is going to grace us with his presence again?
Probably like the January 1st episode of SmackDown, if there is one. I don't know what day New Year's is on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But around New Year's, I'd say.
And Ken, I just want to say on that, I know we've had a whole year of jokes about this, or like we've discussed it. We've used the phrase political chess, Cody, yada, yada. I just want to genuinely say to chat, I am just over Roman's reign now. It's not fun when he's just not there. It's just not fun. You know, like it's gone now a year too long, I think. The Sami Zayn thing was like the last hurrah, it felt like. Now it's just, you know, Jey Uso's pinned him. So it's not like he's unbeatable. He just has the title. And all the matches are the same. I'm over it. I just am. It's 2018 Brock Lesnar, but less entertaining.
Hey, pal, you want to see Logan Paul versus CM Punk?
No. I honestly don't. I have no desire to see that match.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
That's like people who say, oh, Logan Paul should face John Cena. Why? Like, yeah, okay, Cena can make a line about the Japanese forest. Great. Like, I don't need to see the match. Like,
yeah, I don't need to see Philip Jack Brooks verbally abuse Logan Paul for 8 minutes on the mic and then watch Logan Paul sit there with a deer in the headlights look like, what do I say?
Now, and yeah, exactly. And yeah, chat. I mean, you're all bang on. Ishan, too predictable now. Yes. Roman needs to win matches clean. Yes. WrestleMania 39 should be in the Apex. Yes. Who's Shinsuke talking about, Brian? Pal, is Nakamura going to feud with CM Punk, pal?
I think he's talking about CM Punk. I've seen people say Okada. I mean, if Okada knows what's best for his pockets, he'll come to WWE. So yeah, why not? Why not let it be Okada? That'd be great. I'd love to see Okada in WWE. But I think Nakamura is talking about CM Punk though, for sure. I mean, he did the GTS, like 3 weeks ago. He did the GTS like 6 weeks ago. I don't know how long it was.
Yeah,
that'd be great. You know, they could have a match if they're gonna do like a big New Year's special or something before the Royal Rumble. They could have a match. I'm down with that. Why not?
Don't tell me it was a good time with Okada. No, like, and Kevin, the other thing
I was gonna say something, but I held that back.
Yeah, good. And just one more thing on the Roman thing. When he's holding the title and he's like in 2020, 2021, most of 2022, the only legitimate main eventer. That's all cool. When he was like the only guy he could have held the title. I mean, now Punk's back, Orton's back, Rollins has momentum finally. Cody's a made star at this point. He's the face of the company. The LA Knight's a made star. There's that many main event like faces, heels. He doesn't need to be champion anymore. I don't know, but what do I know?
If it was Kenta, I would laugh. That would be funny. I don't care at all to see Kenta come back. Cool.
But pal, GTS versus GTS 2024.
I'm good. Respectfully, I'm good. The only people I want to see Punk wrestle are Orton, Roman, Rollins, Cody. Put them in there with stars. I hope his run is not like the AEW run, where he's just like, I want to wrestle the young guys, busting their ass, pal.
Oh
And then
no.
Santos Escobar comes out. He's like, I want to fight you, Phil. And then we get Santos Escobar versus Phil at SummerSlam. No,
Oh no.
I
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
not.
Punk comes out and Raw is like, JD, I want to wrestle JD McDonough. I've watched NXT UK. I want to wrestle McDonough, pal. Can you imagine? Like AEW, like if you have a bag, I don't have a bag around me, but like they get the bag and just fumble it. That was what AEW did. Pepsi Phil cannot be misused, pal. He cannot be misused.
No, I definitely don't want to see Austin Theory versus Punk. Oh man,
Oh my
John
God.
Cena should be disgusted that he let himself be convinced to wrestle Austin Theory. Like you're John Cena, bro. I get it. You're a selfless guy. You're one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. His shtick is that he's the selfless one, the big star that's easy to work with. He's not Hogan. He's not Punk. He's not Dwayne.
Yeah.
He loves the business. He doesn't walk out and cry when things don't go his way. So he agreed to have a match with Austin Theory.
Yeah.
You know, to be easy to work with. But bro, you're John Cena. Like, if there was any time to be John Cena, be an asshole, when some intern is doing Triple H and Bruce Pritchard's dirty work, walks up to John Cena shaking, like, hey, bro, you're going to wrestle Austin Theory at WrestleMania. John Cena should have, like, knocked the coffee out of that intern's hand, stormed into Triple H's office, and be like, no, I'm not wrestling John Cena. I'm going back to Hollywood. Or I'm not wrestling Austin Theory. Sorry, I'm not wrestling Austin Theory. I'm going back to Hollywood. That's what I'm doing, pal. If there was ever a time for John Cena to do that, it should have been there. He should never wrestle Austin Theory. That's disgusting and an embarrassment to John Cena's legacy, a stain. It was just ridiculous. It gets worse by the freaking day. Every day that goes past for WrestleMania 39, that match gets worse and worse. And you wanted to main event, pal.
And well, now Kevin, Cena's officially retired as well. That makes it worse.
Oh my God.
And because you're not going to have Cena come back. And I think what they're teasing on SmackDown with Heyman is they're going to do Cena and Sikoa or something, maybe at WrestleMania in like a last man standing match. We don't need a tribute to the 07 Royal Rumble. That happened 15, 16 years ago. Cena beat the Samoan then. We don't need to just do that again for no reason. Like, Sikoa's destroyed him. Cena's retired in Saudi in front of the Saudi prince. We're done. Cena's done for good. It's over. This is the end.
Yeah, I agree, Shan. We needed 2010 SummerSlam John Cena. You know, John Cena should have went into a private room with Triple H, talked it out, just said, look, bro, I'm not putting over Theory, bro. Like he did with the Nexus in 2010. Like, yeah, nah, not putting over Wade Barrett, pal. I'm good. You know, I'm going to have 80-year-old Bret Hart that's recovering from a stroke come out and beat the Nexus.
Brian, AEW has now lost Cody, Jade, and Punk. Can we declare them dead? Kevin, can we officially declare AEW dead?
Well, in 2.5 years, when I'm making a Wrestling Uncovered production, doing my Rise and Fall of AEW documentary, the moment AEW died that I'm going to proclaim in my video, I'm telling you all right now, is going to be Chris Jericho when he got put through a mimosa bath.
Yes.
From a mid-carder. That's the beginning of the end. That was it. This is their big star, their legend, and you got this guy that puts his hands in his pockets and is like 4'8", put the big star through a mimosa. Like,
and Kevin, I remember personally, I think that All Out 2020 show was the beginning of the end for them. It just was. That show, I mean, from that where you have your top star getting embarrassed like that to a guy in Orange Cassidy, the Matt Hardy incident that nearly got me taken down off YouTube, where he was forced to wrestle after legitimately a 20-foot drop head first on cement. And then Tony Khan and AEW's medical team said, we don't care that he got a bad concussion. Go back out and finish the match. Unreal. But Kevin, I just want to say one more time, look how AEW brought in CM Punk. Months of leaking into dirt sheets, ruining it, spoiling it. Compared to this, you know, this was the most shocking moment of the year. So, unreal. You're thinking, pal.
I'm thinking more shocking moments, pal. I'm thinking about more shocking moments. Yeah, I think so. I think it might be. It might just be the most shocking moment. Yeah, Punk and Orton returning on the same night is crazy. Yeah. This is the first time in, well, we're 2 months short of 10 years, right? 10 years ago in January was the last time we seen Punk in a WWE ring.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, that's crazy. What a way to do it too. In his hometown in Chicago, they won up to AEW. WWE, they came into Chicago, they came into AEW's backyard, and they sold out a show. They didn't sell out a show based on leaking reports to dirt sheets like AEW did, where they're like, "Oh, CM Punk's returning, CM Punk's returning. We got to sell out the first Collision, pal." No, WWE went in there and they were like, "We're WWE. We're coming to Chicago for Survivor Series. Buy our tickets. We're not even gonna announce a damn match. Buy our tickets, pal." And the show sold out. Beautiful.
Kevin, I've got to start putting together my Rise and Fall of AEW documentary for the big JTE video for 2024.
Yeah.
Just the downfall, like what's happened, you know. As Ishan says, I mean, they'll be around. They'll be an easily accessible indie. That's a mouthful. And Tony Khan will pay wrestlers who don't deserve it ridiculous amounts of money. Remember when the Revival got paid like $800,000 each to come to AEW? I'm like, this is nuts. The amount of money these wrestlers are making to do not a whole lot. Wrestle a couple of dates. And, you know, here we are, pal. Here we are. Now it's going to be Swerve Strickland. Can Swerve Strickland get over the racial barrier and be the first ever AEW Black World Champion? Will they pull the trigger, pal?
I hope
so. Will they go there? Will Tony Khan make the move? Or will MJF reign on for several more years? That's the other move, pal. On Night Like Tonight. How long till MJF's in WWE? I give it less than a year. Ways to be seen. There you go.
So Art asked you, is that the one video on the JT channel? Is that the only video we're getting, pal? What's cooking for the JT main channel, pal?
I've made all the content I feel the need to make by and large. Any content I make on JTE is like a bonus, really. That's me. So there you go. Pal, you get me exclusively on Elite Heat. And speaking of which, Kevin.
Yes.
Your channel. Now,
oh,
you've mentioned something in passing concerning a man everyone says great things about nowadays in the wrestling community. Vincent
Ahmed Johnson. Oh, Vince McMahon. Yeah, sorry.
Now, you use the D word with regards to Vince.
Yeah. That
D word's documentary.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, where are we going with this? It's after hours now, pal. I don't know where we were going with that. Yeah, so I'm doing a documentary on Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And I was putting it all together today. I was finishing it up. I was planning on dropping it tomorrow. Hopefully I can still drop it tomorrow. And then I was doing a little bit more research, trying to fluff it up a little bit. And I was watching this video on Vince. And I found out something about him that I didn't know about like just his life, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that changed everything. I got to rewrite the whole script now. Throw everything away, start over, brand new. Yeah, it's going to be like a 35-minute, 40-minute production. It's crazy. I have some things in here that, you know, some of you know, a lot of people may not know. If you look for it, you could probably find some of the stuff, but oof, this is it's loaded, pal. This documentary of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I was watching like a 2-hour documentary for inspiration that somebody put together on YouTube. And it's like this Euro smart guy, you know, great. I mean, great production. The video's good. The editing's great. Like, but these guys, they take forever to get to the point, you know, some of these like European YouTubers.
Yeah.
They really
watch time, baby. It's all the only reason they do it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I feel like I could tell that 2-hour documentary in like 40 minutes and really hit home and focus on some of the big things that you want to know. Yeah, and I'm going to do the version of this that even Vice won't do, because not even Vice in their Vince documentary talked about some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about.
Wow.
So, yeah,
well,
I can't wait. I'm so excited for this video.
As Ishan says, Vincent Kennedy McMahon will be uncovered, pal.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be uncovered, just like the paralegal uncovered his
No, we're not going there, pal.
Oh, and yeah, let me answer Brian too. I'm working on a CM Punk documentary. I'm trying to make that like a legitimate media journalistic production. So I'm trying to use my my journalism knowledge from studying it and from getting my degree in it and whatnot. Try to make some connections. Like, I want to make that a legitimate like story. You know, I don't know. I want to take that and make a real production out of it. So I'm going to take a lot of time because I'm fascinated by the CM Punk and AEW thing. I want to talk to somebody that was there, you know, find a way somehow get a source. I that's such a fascinating story. I think I could tell a really good documentary on that.
Well, the amount of tea that's going to come out on that as time goes on. One thing, Brian, with this, MJF is signed until 2027. Is that just with AEW? Is that just news? When did that become a thing? And if so, why?
It's a rumor. It's a rumor. A lot of people believe it.
I understand it's, and as MJF said in his interviews, his childhood dream is to be world champion of a wrestling company. I get that. I guess his thing is he wants to go down with the sinking ship. Kevin, after what we've seen with this build for the match against Jay White, you think 3 more years of stuff like that's going to do him any favors?
No. No.
Kevin, we've addressed that anyway. You guys all know our thoughts on that build. You guys watch it with your own eyes. How they portrayed him, how he's just super max power in that AEW full game. I don't know.
No, I definitely don't think Jay White regrets it. But Jay White is getting paid God knows how much to just hang out and goof around with his buddies. Jay White definitely does not regret that. No shot. He doesn't have any pressure, any expectations, or anything like that in WWE. I mean, in AEW, that he would have in WWE. Like, if he was in WWE, they'd be like, all right, bro, look, like, you got to do something or we're going to cut you. AEW is like, yeah, whatever, go ahead, make anti-Semitic jokes, cool, have fun.
Yeah. It's like, because like one has a standard of performance. One's like, you have to do X, Y, and Z because we're the WWE. We are the brand. We're going to make you known to the masses. We're the machine. And the other one's like, look, my family's got a lot of money. Take it. I'm going to book some dream matches. So it's like, that's the difference in companies. So
yeah, I don't even want to see. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
I guess MJF wants to be on the one with the bloke with a lot of money. I guess. Sure. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. I don't want to see MJF versus Edge. Like, I don't want to see Adam Copeland get uncomfortable after MJF comes at his throat. Like that. Like, if Edge couldn't handle Ricky Starks, he's not gonna be able to handle MJF when MJF gets going and lights a fire under him on the microphone. So. Yeah, not really much there, and it's the backstage drama is not going to have the same oomph that it would if it was CM Punk getting legitimately mad at MJF. And when Edge gets mad at MJF, it's going to be like, oh, this old guy, grizzled old guy. Okay,
yeah, cool. You don't respect this company. You don't respect this business. You're a disrespectful young douchebag. I'm going to beat you at Revolution to win that belt. I want that title. And MJF's like, Adam, be humble, bitch. Sit down. Like, it's just gonna be hilarious. MJ probably be like, Adam, you're the radar superstar. You fornicated Amy Dumas on an episode of Raw, and you're blocking innocent people with 14 followers on Twitter. What's going on? What's that, Adam? Be humble. Sit down. Like this, and that was just off the top of my head. Just like you just cook Adam Copeland now. Like I don't know. Yeah,
it's the downfall of a great legend. It's just been tough to see. It's really tough to see, man. He's exposed himself a lot, as far as like star power, drawing power, things of that nature. It makes me even wonder, like, if Edge returned in 2020, if he returned to AEW, would that even have been a big deal? You think? Like, if he comes back, January 2020, he shows up at Revolution, late January, early February. And then what? Like, he confronts who? Chris Jericho? Is that a big deal? As big of a deal as it was in WWE? I don't know.
Pal, yeah, Brian, Edge is just Celtics Shaq. That's a good one. That's a good comparison. That is quality.
That's great.
Punk being back shows that Endeavor completely kicked Vince out. Them and Nick Khan gave him the boot. In fairness on that, if you know wrestling in the last 15 years, CM Punk and Triple H are hardly best buddies, are they? Punk hated Triple H for the longest time. I think he still does to an extent, but he hates Triple H far less than he hates the Elite and Tony Khan and AEW and everyone involved there.
I truthfully think he realized the grass isn't always greener once he got to AEW. Like, I think that's truthfully what happened. Like, he just saw things differently. Like, I don't think he sees things the way he did like 10 years ago or whatever, 8 years ago. after spending like 6 months in a creative meeting with Nick Jackson and the Young Bucks, and they're talking about, oh, what are we gonna do on our YouTube show, bro? And CM Punk's like, hey, all right, well, we're gonna do this match, like this is what we're gonna do for this storyline, and they're just like, yeah, okay, flippy flips, yep, cool. We're worried about our match, you know.
Brian, good question. Who inducts Punk into the Hall of Fame?
Cena. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Not Triple H.
No. God, no.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Paul Heyman.
I'd say Heyman, actually. Heyman or Cena would be the best, I think, personally. Or you can have Luke Gallows, pal, a wrestling legend. I don't know.
It doesn't even matter how much Endeavor's paying Punk. We're gonna pay Punk when we're buying his T-shirts. He's gonna make like $3 million alone a year in T-shirts.
BTE got cancelled. Lol. Let's celebrate. Says Brian.
Now I'm gonna check out the CM Punk merch live. Let's see what they got.
Yeah. So as Kevin searched up the WWE shop.
25 off your purchase. Ooh, okay.
Oh, are you gonna cop some live on stream, pal?
Just might. Let's see.
Now, are you gonna cop some merch of this man?
The GOAT. Are you holding up your action figure? Yeah, I love that. Let's see. Where's he at, pal? Where's his superstar page, pal? No, they got China. China's got some merch on WWEshop.com.
Give China merch.
Oh my god. Okay, so I type in. I'm sorry, I just want to say this. I type in CM Punk. All right, here, little Easter egg, maybe a potential spoiler. I type in CM Punk in WWE shop search, and a Stone Cold T-shirt comes up. So,
Stone Cold. Look in his eyes. Look in his eyes. What do you say? You say that AEW is a pissant company. Okay.
Yeah, Vince could buy that pissant company if he wanted to, pal. All right, so the only T-shirt they have is it's the Best in the World T-shirt. It's black, and then it has the blue and red, the blue flag, and then the red stars and the white fist, and it says Survivor Series War Games on it.
Brian, and chat, this is a question for you. Do you think we need to see Stone Cold versus CM Punk in 2024?
No.
2014, oh my god, take my money. 2012, OMG.
2024, no way.
2024, no. Steve Austin can barely walk. We saw this at WrestleMania against Kevin Owens. He did okay for 10 minutes, but no need. There's no need.
I'm good on that. Yeah.
You only see CM Punk purposely trying to take specific sort of bumps to sell for Steve Austin because Austin can't bump around. There's no need. I wouldn't think. Art says he needs it.
Art needs it.
Kevin, I was wondering, and this might spoil we'll do a little teaser for our Elite Heat 25, okay?
Let's hear it.
Do you have LA Knight as a top 5 wrestler of 2023?
Yes.
Good. Oh, thank you for saying that. Now,
do you, pal?
Of course. He objectively is the top 5 wrestler of the year.
Yep.
You can't get the best reactions on the highest rated show in wrestling for 6 months and not be.
Kevin, I just want to say this before you go. Mm-hmm. So I'm here. I'm looking at the CM Punk shirt. I got it in my cart. I'm attempting to purchase said shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And WWE is asking for $38.62 for this T-shirt.
Really?
Yeah, it is excluded from the site-wide 25% off discount. They've excluded Philip Jack Brooks from that discount. They want to make sure CM Punk is every dollar of every royalty, pal. So yeah, I don't know if I want to spend $38.62. I don't know. My girlfriend wants a Randy Orton shirt though, so
really,
yeah, she wasn't familiar with his work, and then now she's a big Randy Orton fan, pal, for his work rate, So, you know how it goes.
JK, did you see my argument? Lol, your argument. What the argument that Cena and Heath Slater at SummerSlam? That one, or is it something else? A different argument. Unreal, pal.
Pump that walking brawl into my brain, into my veins. I love that.
Pal, WWE is milking the CM Punk cash cow dry tonight. The amount of you're having to pay $38.62 American.
Yep.
Pal, that's literally that's like $52 AUD, I think. Let's see.
Gotta love it, pal.
What is that in Australian?
All right, let's see. These are the top sellers.
$58.
Right,
oh my god.
so
Lord.
Randy Orton is actually selling more merchandise than CM Punk, according to WWE's website. If you sort through their apparel by top sellers, so there you go, pal. Randy Orton's more over than CM Punk, pal.
Now, Randy Orton's been on the shop for years, and he has like 1 million bits of merchandise. Punk's been on that shop again for an hour.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Wow.
Unbelievable, pal.
And Brian, you're right. Tony Khan will counter. Kevin, read the chat. Read the chat. Those will be the moves to counter CM Punk.
Ziggler, Ali, and Shelton Benjamin. It's funny that you put Shelton Benjamin in there. That's hilarious.
Well, Shelton Benjamin's old, so he'll sign Shelton Benjamin. Nick Nemeth, pal, that's a former NXT champion.
Pal, do you want to get a D-Generation X hoodie, pal?
Next question.
I'm just having fun here looking at WWE's merchandise. They have an Ultimate Warrior hoodie. It's pink and black, pal. Wow. I rep Jim Hellwig, pal. I bet Gunther won't be wearing that anytime soon. Pal, do you want to spend $144.98 of a paintbrushed Cody Rhodes jacket? It's got your Lord and Savior Cody Rhodes. It's got his big body on it, just full body shot of him on this jacket. $144, pal.
I saw that. I was looking for Cody merch on Black Friday. I saw that. I was like, oh my god, what?
No, yeah, that's amazing, huh? How about a Bret Hart basketball jersey, pal?
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Oh, here's one for you, pal. At Terry Bollea fleece shorts, pal. Terry Bollea fleece shorts. So you get shorts with Terry Bollea's face on them, pal. Right on the right thigh. You have Terry Bollea's face right there.
Kevin, when we're ranking the greatest humans ever in wrestling, is Terry Bollea in your top 3?
Wait, say it. Repeat the question.
When you're ranking the greatest humans ever in wrestling, would Terry Hulk Hogan Bollea be top 1, top 3, top 5, top 10?
Next question, pal. I'm gonna do like Josh Giddey in the press conference. I just don't want to talk about that right now. Yeah, it's crazy. Josh Giddey is allowed to say, no, I don't want to talk about that. But John Morant's sitting home, not getting paid for 25 games.
Why is that?
Well, it's not a race thing because, Karl Malone is of the same race as John Morant and committed maybe even a worse crime than Josh Giddey and was allowed to win 3 MVP awards.
Karl Malone legitimately impregnated a 12-year-old child.
Jesus Christ.
That's just what happened. That literally happened.
Yes.
I think that kid's in the NFL. Actually, I think I saw something on that.
He is. Yeah, he was in the NFL. Yeah,
that is messed up in so many ways.
That is unbelievable, pal.
I brought it up. I don't want to go there. Next question.
Go where? Where are we going?
We're going around the world. No.
Let me answer Brian's question. Can we hear your thoughts on Gunther saying when Miz was WWE champion in 2010s, he hated WWE? So did I, Gunther. So did I.
I think so did everyone, pal.
Jeff Hardy was gone already. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was a dark decade. Carry on.
Oh, it was. Yeah, Jeff Hardy was gone already. My favorite wrestler was gone. Cena was running wild, punching David Otunga in hotel rooms. Not really a lot of riveting content for me to watch there in 2010 WWE. So yeah, I agree with Gunther fully, as you all well know. And a shout out to him for saying that too, because nobody will say that. Gunther's probably the only wrestler on the roster. I'm sure there's other wrestlers on the indies that would say it, but Gunther's the only one that would actually talk about The Miz and not kiss his ass like everybody else does. Like, okay, he shows up to work on time. We freaking get it. Okay, he knows how to do a tilt the world slam. He knows how to do Hurricane Ranas. Good for him. That's great. That doesn't mean that everything that he's done in his entire career is good, and I have to love him. Great, fine and dandy. He brings coffee to people. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's friends with everyone in the locker room. Everybody loves The Miz. Everybody respected him after he took it like a man when Chris Benoit kicked him out the locker room. Great. I'm sure he's a great human being. But man, I can't say that his whole career was great and he's his first ballot Hall of Famer, this legend, like this agenda that they try to push.
No, agree more. I'm interested to see, as I said, that when he's in the main event, like, because if he's keeping it real with The Miz and all this sort of thing now, what sort of lines are we going to get when it's against Cody, when it's against Roman, when it's against other guys like that? So no, that waits to be seen. That'll be good stuff. Hopefully,
Absolutely, pal.
I bet you FTR want to get released right now because they're best friends with Punk. I mean, FTR are on literally $800,000 a year, so I think they're fine.
Yeah,
I think.
I thought they were best friends with like Cornette. I didn't know they were big Punk guys.
Miz is a B- level wrestler with an F level acting career. B- is very kind from you. I mean, you know, and you've watched a lot of wrestling. You've seen the greatest to ever do it. You've watched entire careers of Kurt Angle and all these legends, and the Miz is B-. So I guess Kurt Angle is like A with a million pluses. I don't know.
Well, what are we talking about in terms of like a B- level? Like in terms of recognizability? Like yeah, like a lot of my friends will probably recognize him, and yeah, like Miz is pretty well known. Yeah, I would say he's probably in that second tier of like wrestler celebrities. I would say at least in America.
What's he known for? He's the Miz.
Yeah, just people know him. I don't know. Like I mean, if I ask like people that watch wrestling, they'd be like, "Yeah, the guy sucks. Like I hated him." You know, like that's literally what casual fans will say when talking about the Miz. Like it's just is what it is. But yeah. Oh, he meant overall. So the Miz is a B- level wrestler. Okay, interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Jay says Shane McMahon is a top 50 wrestler of all time. Change his mind. Do you want to try to change his mind, pal?
I had Vince 29. I'm not going to change anyone's mind. But that being said, now Shane had a pretty good career, in fairness. There's a lot of memorable moments with him. There's some really memorable spots. He was involved in a lot of big main events. So if you have him in the top 50, I mean, fair enough. He was involved around the most relevant time periods as well. Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era. He's even had some PG matches, pal. He flew off the cell at WrestleMania 32, pal. Your favorite WrestleMania, WrestleMania 32. So there you go. There you go.
There it is, pal. Let's see. A B- is a little bit better than average. C is average. Okay, well C plus. I would say a little bit better than average would be C plus.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's going to SmackDown on Friday. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Punk is there. Expecting to be since they want to milk all the buzz. I'm sure Punk's going to be a Raw guy. SmackDown is all the superstars. Punk will probably be on Raw.
Does it? Does SmackDown have all the superstars? Does it? Who's on SmackDown? LA Knight?
Yeah. Yeah. Becky Lynch.
SmackDown has the women's division and LA Knight.
Well, they have they don't have Jimmy. Oh, they don't have Jey Uso anymore. I forgot about
the Bloodline is like
they have McIntyre. Don't they have McIntyre?
Nah,
Roman. No, McIntyre's
a Raw guy. Raw has like all the male wrestlers. Like all of them are on Raw. Cody's on Raw. Roman Reigns on his couch breastfeeding. Like
SmackDown is Austin Theory. Oh, thank you, Ishan, for reminding
me. Yeah,
like
SmackDown's roster. Like everyone just SmackDown has to like as you just said. You just think SmackDown has the stuff. No, it doesn't.
They used to. Like, yeah, I used to. No, you're right. You're right. I'm thinking about it now. Without Roman, they don't have anyone.
They have no one. Kevin, Solo Sikoa returns. Oh, exciting. Oh, wow. A real main event star returns. Like, who do they have? LA Knight's the biggest star on SmackDown. Like,
no, you're right. I didn't even think about that. I was just running off that assumption. I mean, they have Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul. But, yeah, I mean, Raw is loaded.
Like, I don't know. SmackDown has the women's division and LA Knight. And they have Grayson Waller, who, I mean, you've said that he's just like a jobber. To me, I like him. I'm entertained by his stuff. I guess they have Kevin Owens. He's a WrestleMania main eventer. But, like, that's it, you know.
Well, when are they leaving Fox?
Brian will know that. Brian will know that.
Planet Productions uploaded a video titled "The Real Reason CM Punk Returned to the WWE Survivor Series." You want to watch that live on stream, pal? React.
Please don't click that. Please don't click that. Please don't engage with that content, please.
Oh man, this is great.
October 2024, pal. That's when SmackDown.
Oh, okay. So they got a little bit of time. I can see why they're not prioritizing it. But SmackDown's going to NBC, right? And then are they going to USA? And then Raw is going somewhere else? Like Raw's going to Peacock?
Yeah.
Or Bleacher Report or something? They're gonna commit a hostile takeover of AEW and Tony Khan's territory, pal. Take over Bleacher Report.
Yeah, pal. Does CM Punk show up in NXT, pal?
That'd be stupid as hell. Waste
Can
of
you
money.
imagine? Yeah, the one only do it the 1 week NXT's head to head with like Dynamite. If they did that happens again. Have CM Punk versus AEW, like make it like that. But
Yeah, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis should have a shoot fight to have Punk on their roster. I would love to see that.
honestly, do it.
I would love to
Honestly,
see
do
Nick
it.
Aldis beat the hell out of Adam Pearce. That would be funny.
Like Nick Aldis, like shoot fights and like goes Brock Lesnar SummerSlam 2016, just like like that.
Art says, "Remember when Plana Productions was good? Yeah, me neither. Oh, hey, whoa.
The art said that, not.
Yeah, I'm just reading the comment.
Kevin, you said that out of your own mouth. Excuse me.
Nick Aldis needs to try to recruit Punk. Imagine the first storyline for Punk. The first 6 weeks of his time in WWE is Adam Pearce like on Raw, coming up to Punk. He's like, "Hey Phil, I got donuts, pal. What do you think about signing over with Raw?" And then on SmackDown, you got Nick Aldis. He's like, "Here, I got some treats for Larry." You know?
Yeah, he brings him a box of muffins. He's like, please, please. And then Punk grabs it. He's like, oh, it's really effing good. Can you imagine? Oh my God.
Mickey James coming back. I'm good. Respectfully, I'm good. Again, don't need to see Mickey James come back. I would love to see maybe a nostalgia feud. Mickey James and Trish Stratus. Maybe they do that for like 3 weeks. I'd love to see that. But other than that, I'm good on Mickey James.
Pal, I'm getting over that conversation before. Yeah, SmackDown literally is the women's division in LA Knight. That's SmackDown. Raw has everyone. So
yeah, Jimmy Uso, pal. Solo Sikoa, pal. Paul Heyman. Pal, you want to talk more about Josh Giddey?
Is more news come out? Is there an update? Like, I don't really want to address his inappropriate relationship.
He played basketball today. He played in an NBA game.
Who cares? Like,
yeah. No, the NFL is by far the worst with this stuff, though. Like, the NFL takes the cake and they run with it. Like, Tyreek Hill, I don't know if you heard about this guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the great players, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, having an all-time great season, on pace for 2,000 yards. Face of the Dolphins. There's several allegations out there. Literally, there's recordings of him on an audio call on the phone telling his pregnant wife that, like, I don't know what he said specifically. I'm not going to put the quote, but he threatened her, threatened their young child, and threatened the unborn baby.
Oh my God.
And that's just like, oh, under the bridge. There's Greg Hardy.
Sorry to interrupt you. One of my friends, and this is why I say this Josh Giddey thing is mainstream, at least amongst my circle. Kevin, the OKC Thunder's their X account.
Oh, yeah, I saw this, yeah.
You saw this?
Yeah.
I just saw this now, back in 15 with the halftime score. That is egregious. Like, that is brilliant social media work, I must say, but wow. Like, that's Josh Giddey's team social media. Chad Holmgren unfollowed him for an hour and a half or whatever it was, then refollowed him once someone called him out. Like, this is ridiculous.
That is funny.
Unreal.
Yeah, star on the Dolphins. Not possible. Damn, Art. That's crazy. I mean, I know a lot of Dolphins fans being in South Florida, they would disagree. Even though I probably would agree with you. But
Kevin,
still,
can we talk about your sports teams for just a second?
Oh God. I want to.
Do you want to go through them one by one, pal?
All right. Sure. Let's do it. Go ahead.
How about you? Just give me your like American sports team. So baseball, basketball, American football,
hockey.
You pick one and tell us how you're feeling at the moment with them. Just start off with
okay. Well, I'm rocking the Knicks t-shirt, so I'll talk about the Knicks.
Yep.
The Knicks won a big game on Friday night. Big game over the Miami Heat. They stayed alive in the in-season tournament. I don't understand how the rules work. Don't know a damn thing about that. But that was a good game. Julius Randle. I thought for sure when Jalen Brunson took that three, like, I don't know if you saw the game, but he took a three with like 10 seconds left, like 35, 40 feet out. I thought for sure Julius Randle was going to like have a hissy fit, but he didn't. Thank God. Yeah, the Knicks, surprisingly, the Knicks are not the bright spot of New York sports. It's the Rangers, actually. The New York Rangers, my hockey team, they're the best team in hockey right now. They just beat the Bruins today, 7-4, convincing fashion. The Bruins are the second best team in hockey. So the battle of the best. They're 14-2 or 15-2. They lead the NHL in points. They're on fire. They have the best goaltender in the league. They're stacked. Lots of young talent. So hockey's looking good. Basketball's looking good. Football, I don't even want to comment on. Baseball, I can comment, but I would not like to comment right now just for the sake of my health. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again of the Mets. So back to basketball.
Kevin, can I just address on basketball for a second? Now, that's the one area. Well, actually, American football, my team's as bad as yours. But with regards to basketball, I have a friend who messages me basically other day saying, Bulls lost again, lol. Just Bulls lost again, lol, because the Bulls lose like every game now. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. And then I get, Voos had a great game, pal. Or Voos had a great game. And then I'm like, wait, do we watch a different game? And I look at the box score. Like, Voos had 9 points and 6 rebounds in 37 minutes. That wasn't a great game. I'm sorry. But with regards to American football, pal, being a Titans fan is hard, man. Like, supporting Tennessee is like a struggle. You know, this year has been like, the Bulls suck, the Titans suck. You know, the Diamondbacks are the one bright spot in my sporting experience. I enjoyed the Diamondbacks this year. They had a great season. It was a rigged job in the World Series. But that being said, that political chess game aside, the Bulls suck. You know, the Titans are unwatchable as well. They can barely do anything. So, I don't know, pal. It's a rough year all around. I'm fine.
Yeah. The NFL, it's been rough. For the Giants, they're 3-9, 3-8, something like that. It's been just. It started off terrible. The first game of the season, getting destroyed by the Cowboys. Daniel Jones, the $160 million man, gets sacked 8 times.
Yeah, pal. I want to address what Brian's brought up here. Can we just address that Greg Popovich is the Vince McMahon of the NBA? He just needs to go, Greg. Like, I'm sorry. What the hell is when his home fans who paid hundreds of dollars for tickets are booing quiet the free throw line because he's an opposition player, and Greg Popovich runs over to the arena microphone, goes, "Can we not boo him? Stop booing! Shut up! Retire! You're ruining Wemby already. Your team's 3-11. You got as bad a record as the Grizzlies, who have no one, a bunch of injured players, and John Morant, who isn't allowed in the arena. And then you've got who? You know, like, he needs to retire, pal. That's my opinion.
I love it. Brian wants me to tell you about Thanksgiving. So, what do you know about Thanksgiving, pal?
Thanksgiving. I mean, you can thank people for things, pal.
Do you want historical context on what Thanksgiving is?
Not really. I don't really.
It's a fascinating story, pal. It's fascinating.
Oh no.
You will. You might like it. You might like it. So the Native Americans, right? They inhabited this land prior to people coming from Europe, right? The Europeans come here, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna slaughter all you Native Americans. It's our land now, and then we're gonna have food with you, and we're gonna eat, and we're gonna call it a great feast." So, yeah, there you go, pal. We're celebrating a blood money holiday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything more on that. Nothing I can say on that is going to be beneficial to anyone. No, that's one of those moments. I had 3 different things I thought of to say, and all of them I was like, there's no positive benefit for our show if I say any of them. So I'm not going to go there. Here comes the cringe. Agree.
I probably upset a lot of people telling that story.
Why?
Because people find it really controversial, the origins of Thanksgiving.
Like, I guess you say the term Native Americans, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. We learned. That's what we learned.
Arabia, pal. Yeah. JK, and this, feel free. I'll just mention this, and then Kevin can go on. JK, do you have an AFL team you support or not? Just put it in the chat if you do. Anyway, Kevin, carry on.
I was just gonna say, like, they paid it like this big, like, grandiose, like, story. Like, oh, everybody ate together, cool. Now we eat turkey. But now, literally, it's just to watch American football and eat turkey. And
I got an activity that we're gonna do real quick. This will take like 2 minutes. Do you even know any AFL teams, like Australian football? Do you know any teams?
no.
Perfect. So what we can do right now, if you just type into your Google machine, pal, AFL teams. Now, chat can do this as well because most of you people are just from overseas. Just type in AFL or whatever. As long as you get a list of the teams, we need to decide who you people support, because the fact of the matter is there's one team who won this past year who's our equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys, who everyone hates, but they're like the biggest franchise. I want none of you supporting them. That's Collingwood, in case you're wondering. Do you have a list up, or do you have some logos or something?
Yeah, I'm looking at them. Yeah, I'm looking at them.
Yeah. Now, pal, I want you to just pick one. Just like, I'm not going to say anything. Either point at one, describe a logo, give me a team name, pick a team, and then I can react and be horrified as an activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, the one that jumped out to me was the Geelong Cats.
Get out. That's who I've supported my whole life. Get out. Stop.
Really?
Yeah, I have like several $1,000 merchandise from that team when they won the grand final last year.
Wow.
Stop that.
Yeah, I don't know why that one and the GWS Giants.
Yeah.
Those are the two that stuck out to me.
Yep, the Giants are the team closest to where I live. They get hardly any fans to their home games because they came in like a few years ago, and like their arena's like empty. But good on them. No, they're good, pal. See,
yeah, they're an expansion team. Okay,
exactly. See, Kevin has good taste in teams. Chat. There you go. Melbourne, not bad. Art, they have a drug culture at their club. Their star player literally had to go to hospital a few weeks ago, but that happened. They're pretty good. They won a few years ago, so not decent pick. There you go.
Well, there's the American Thanksgiving that you're talking about: turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing. Yeah. Then there's in my household we have Puerto Rican Thanksgiving, which is the best of them all. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
It's just it's different, so good. And then we drink this thing called coquito. So it's like coconut. It's like coconut milk and like chocolate. You can put like Nutella in it or like chocolate cream, and it has got like 4 types of rum in it. So good. Yeah, it's great.
Wow, that sounds healthy. No. Yeah, Brian. Australia runs cricket. I mean, yeah. Canada Thanksgiving. Art, you're bang on. That's 100% right. Pal, can I just say, what a stream. This has been nearly 2 hours. I'm literally like, not sweating, but like, this has been exhausting.
Yeah, this was a ton of fun, pal.
Oh, gosh. Pal,
Canada Thanksgiving sounds gross. They probably just eat ham.
Oh, my gosh. Pal, what are your ruthless excitement levels for Christmas, pal?
What, as a holiday?
Yeah, like, pal, do you get to December and you're like, oh my gosh, Christmas, it's coming up. Like, what are you like on Christmas morning nowadays? You just like, whatever. Or are you like, let's go. It's like, where do you stand on Christmas, pal?
No, I'm just like, I got a day off from work. That's nice.
Such an adult.
I mean, it's fun. Like, it's cool. I like spending time with family,
Pal, that's powerful. Also, update for the Elite Heat chat. Yesterday, I paid for my flights to Perth. So everything's sorted. Everything's good to go for the Elimination Chamber. I'll be there to see CM Punk do whatever. I'll be there to see Cody Rhodes be the victim of political chess. I'll be there for all of it.
Yeah. How long is the flight?
It's a time zone thing, right? So it takes like most of a day, but you lose time basically. I leave on Thursday, pal. Like, I leave where I'm at 7, and then I get to Perth at like 11 because it's like a 3-hour time zone back, like shift back. And then the day I come back, it's like the whole day is flights basically because I lose 3 hours. But yeah, like 5 hours, I think.
I love that. And you're making the trip by yourself?
Yeah, sure am, pal. I'll be in a hotel room, pal. It'll be powerful.
Oh, you'll be in a hotel room. Like, never mind. Not gonna say anything.
Now we have content to produce as soon as the show ends. I'm gonna have a sleepless night. I'm gonna get back from the hotel and I'm gonna be like, this is what just happened. I was there. A fan drop kicked someone 8 rows behind me. I watched Cody come through the crowd. It's gonna be powerful.
Jesus, that's so funny. Yeah, I got my Airbnb set up for the Royal Rumble. That's gonna be exciting. I can't wait.
Yep. Oh, pal, JK. I will see JK there. I'll be in attendance. So, as I've said, if you see me, I don't care if there's like 100 other people. I'm in the middle of people. Just yell out, "Yo, Jimmy, hey!" And then I'll wave and say hi, and we're gonna have a chat or something.
Now, tell him that his take sucks too. His Kevin Nash take.
That's a good pal. My top 50 list was voted better than yours.
Yeah, that was rigged. That's disgusting. That was rigged.
Legitimately speaking, that was not rigged. I only voted once in that. That wasn't rigged.
That was a rigged. That was the rigged job of the century, pal.
The listeners said I had a better top 50 than you, Kevin. It's probably because I had more interesting, more zesty pizzazz and oomph in my top 50.
No, I need to hear you guys. I need to hear you guys in the chat. Can you justify why Jimmy's list was better than mine? Whoever voted for him, like, what he had Kevin Nash top 25.
Yeah, because
Vince McMahon top 30.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing here? Kevin Nash is a top 25 wrestler. Who agrees with that?
It's Vince's company, Kevin. How do you not have him top 50?
It's simply because they like you more than me. That's all it is. Because you're the foreign guy. You got the accent. You know, you make the crazy takes. That's all it is. They just like you more. It has nothing to do with the actual quality of the list, pal. Okay.
Oh, the salt. I can feel the salt coming across the.
It's biases, pal.
Well, pal, I can feel the salt coming from around the world, pal.
Oh my god.
Pal, the fact of the matter is, our listeners listened to all 5 episodes of our explosive series, and they said, "I resonate with Jimmy's way more."
Disgusting.
Not at all.
Absolutely disgusting.
Kevin Nash isn't even top 25 wrestlers over 6'4". That is egregious. That is egregious.
Absolutely disturbing.
Oh my god.
I'm putting up the audio version of this right now.
Kevin, can we just say, we've had more listeners in the last like 20, 30 minutes when we're just freeball chatting than we did the actual review portion.
Yeah, we got all the straddlers, pal, that are like getting back from the club. It's like 1 a.m. my time. They're getting back from the club, and they're like, "Oh my god, CM Punk returned!" Now let me see if I can find some idiots talking about this on YouTube. Yeah. So anyone drunk from the club that's on YouTube and you found us, welcome in.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, pal.
Yeah.
Pal, we're going to go a couple more minutes just so we get 2 hours for the stream, and then I'm going to call it there. We've been going hour 57. This has been a powerful stream. Chat, any last scandalous, blistering comments you want to get us to react to? Anything that's going to steal the show for these last few minutes? Who's going to have the most scandalous thing said in the chat?
This is the craziest night in wrestling.
We'll probably have the year, so I can't sleep. Fair enough. Wasn't YJ fan? Wasn't it like 5:30 a.m. there? Like,
yeah, pal, you're a real trooper hanging out with us.
Pal, I still need to eat my lunch. It's nearly 5:30 p.m. So
no, it's way past lunch, pal.
No, I'll call it lunch. It's all good, pal. I literally woke up at 5 a.m. and ran 15 kilometers, so that was fun.
That's wow.
Pal, I was pal, I'm like Johnny Gargano, pal, except I have personality.
I can't do cardio like that. That's insane. We're not going to answer that one, Jay. I'm sorry. Can't answer that one. I don't want to get the channel taken down.
Yeah.
Not answering that. IRL people, I had my brother text me about Punk, and that was about it, I think.
I've had 1 or 2. Jimmy malnourished himself with his business, pal. That's so funny and true, though. That's hilarious. Pal, I've been through like a tiny bit of this water jug. I'm thirsty. I need rations.
Yeah, I've been drinking.
Pal, talent you. Yep, I figured.
Yeah, I've been drinking tequila and hitting my vape for like 3 hours, probably 5 hours at this point. I need water too.
Kevin, how do your lungs feel?
Well, it's not nicotine, so it's not the worst thing I could be smoking. You know.
So the vape isn't nicotine. Okay, cool.
No,
But
it's not nicotine. No.
would you say that's good for you?
Yeah, I would say. You know, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, Snoop Dogg smokes this stuff, you know, and he's fine, and he's like 58.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, I'm good to get out of here. That's been solid. There you go.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys are all awesome, like for real, hanging out with us for 2 hours.
Nuts. It's mental. Great audience. Thank you all.
Yeah,
Amazing.
we appreciate all of you. Good night. You see what you see?